Okay, y'all. Hey, what's up? Okay, so this is gonna be my first official Bible study. Okay, this is gonna be my first official Bible study. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't remake this video like 10 times trying to figure out the best way to do it and how the best way to do the topic and stuff like that. But I think I finally figured it out and stuff. So, okay, today we're gonna be talking about how laziness can ruin you. Okay, so we're gonna be in Proverbs today. I got my Everyman's Bible and I got my regular Bible. So we're gonna be in Proverbs. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, so today we're gonna talk about y'all. I'm kind of nervous. Okay, so be with me, like work with me. This is my first video for real. Even though I recorded this video 1,000 times, I didn't record this exact topic, but I was recording. I was going everywhere, all over the place. But I feel like I'm more organized now. So okay, first I'm gonna read out of this Bible because I feel like it's power in the word choice that they use. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not at that level where I understand this Bible completely. So that's why I got my other Bible, my Everyman's Bible, because I'm like, yeah, this speak my language. It dumb it down to my. I shouldn't say dumb it down. It just speak my language at the level that I'm at right now. So first I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna read this. So we in Proverbs chapter 6 verses 6 through 11. Okay, it says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summers, and gathers its food at harvest. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief and scarcity like an armed man." Okay? I already know what this about. I can already tell what this about because of the simple fact that I read this first beforehand. But this really, if I wouldn't have never read this before I read this, then I would not have been able to break it down in the way that I'm about to break it down. So I'm gonna read this version of it. It says, "Take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter. But you, lazy bones, how long will you sleep? When will you wake up? A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber." So this chapter is, well, these verses is telling how laziness can ruin you. And in the first line, it says, "Take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones." So basically, the whole little verse is telling you to operate like an ant, like operate like an ant. So I took it a little step further and I googled like the nature of an ant and how do they operate and stuff, like how do they get food and stuff like that. And it says, I'm gonna go through all the stuff that it says about how ants get food, and we just gonna see where God take us from there and see where we go. So it says, ants gather food through a combination of teamwork, communication, and their extraordinary physical abilities. And here's how they do it. Okay, for one, ants send out scouts to search for food. These scouts roam around until they find a suitable food source, such as a crumb, insect, or sugary substance like nectar. So what I see right here is how I say ants send out scouts to search for food, and then they roam around till they find food. That right there just showed me that ants have a system, because they have a system that they got in place in order to go get the food. And maybe you lazy because you don't got a system. Like you got this idea of what you probably got an idea. God gave you an idea of what to do. He gave you a preview, a little snippet of what he wants you to do, and you know he wants you to do that, but you don't know how to tackle it, and it's making you not want to do nothing. You probably just need to take time, sit down, and put a real system in place in order for you to achieve what God really trying to get you to do, just like the ants. So the ants send out scouts to search for food. Like All the ants don't go out to search to get food. Everybody don't go out to get food. They send out scouts, so they got a system. So you might be lazy because you got a system. You don't got a system. Okay. Then they say once the scout ant finds food, it releases pheromones, which are chemical signals on the ground to mark a trail back to the colony. This helps other ants follow the scent to the food source. Once a scout finds food, it releases pheromones, chemical signals on the ground to mark a trail back to the colony. This helps other ants follow the scent to the food source. Okay, so in this, I'm seeing that once the scouts that the ant sends out to go find the food, once they find the food, they release off a trail in order to lead the other ants to the food. Because of your, who is suffering because of your laziness? Like, what if you lazy because you thinking that, oh, if I don't do this, then I'm the only person who fall. But what if your laziness is stopping your friend's ability to be the best self that they can be because they count, you don't know it, but they might be looking at you. They might not even know that they're looking at you, but your ability to do certain things and have certain breakthroughs might lead other people to breakthroughs. So just how the ant go find food and then they send off signals to other ants to come their way. Like, what if you lazy because you thinking that you the only one suffering from your laziness? Maybe you're not the only one. Maybe if you look at it from a different perspective, okay, like, yeah, I'm being lazy and I'm not going to accomplish what I want to accomplish by being lazy, but also by me not accomplishing the goal, what if I got a little sister who looking at me? Or what if I got a family who thinking like, oh, if like what if when you do it, they be like, oh, if they did it, I can do it. Like you basically showing them like you being God's example, showing them the power of God. Like who who not walking in faith because you not walking in faith, basically. So when you thinking about not doing stuff that you know you're supposed to do, don't think about it as, oh, I'll do this tomorrow. I got time because I'm the only one who gonna get pushed back. No, you could be pushing back your family, your friends, like your mom, like you could be pushing back a lot of people just because you being lazy and you not stepping into the calling that God has got told you that He wants for your life because you thinking that you're the only one affected by it. Like no, being lazy, it could affect rub off on other people because you could be blocking a breakthrough. You don't know who gonna get a breakthrough based off of yo just looking at your journey. Okay, and then it says for larger food items, ants recruit others from the colony to help carry the load. Together they transport the food back to the nest. So with this I just see teamwork. Like what if you lazy or you calling yourself labeling yourself as lazy because you got this big vision, you got these big goals, this big plan that you didn't talk to God with and God didn't showed you what He wants you to do, but you just feel like it's too heavy and you trying to do everything by yourself. Like ask for help. What if you're not lazy for real? You just know you need help and it's too big for sometimes the blessings that God want for your life gonna rub off on too many people for you to just carry that load by yourself. So sometimes you need to just don't be scared to ask for help. Like it don't make you weak. It actually it shows your strength by knowing your weakness and saying, okay, I can't do this by myself. I need to ask for help. So stop trying to do everything by yourself. If you feel like you got this big vision, this big calling on your life, and it's causing you not to even want to step into it because you be like, how I'm gonna get this done and stuff like that. Like, just ask for help. Like, you might not be lazy, you might just need help. Okay. And the next one, it says, ants are incredibly strong for their size, capable of carrying items many times their own body weight. They use their mandibles to grip and lift the food. Okay, so I looked it up and I think mandibles, hold on, let me look it up again because I don't want to lie to y'all. Okay, it's a mandibles on ants are like jaw-like structures located on the inside of their heads. They are crucial tools for survival and serve a variety of purposes including defense, hunting and feeding, carrying objects, communication and building. Okay. So basically mandibles are things that's inside of the heads of ants. It's a jaw-like structure, okay? So where was I at? It say ants are incredibly strong for their size, capable of carrying items that's many times their body weight. They use their mandibles to grip and lift the food. What I'm seeing here is that okay, they carry stuff that's bigger than people would think that they can carry, right? So, but what I also see is they use what they have. What if you not lazy? You just focus too much on what you don't have. Like, what if you, instead of focusing on the things you do have, like the ants don't focus on that they too small to carry stuff. They focus on the fact that okay, I know I lack in size, but I got these mandibles to help me hunt and do certain things to help me survive. So they don't focus on the things that they lack. What if you just too focused on what you lack? Like, what if you always going to God, you praying God like, God, I can't do this because I don't got this, that, and the third. But what if one time you just go to God and be like, God, okay, this is what I got left. I got $5 in my account. I got two bags of grapes. Like, how can I make this shake? Like, what can I do? Like, I don't know if that probably wasn't a good analogy, but like, what if you just start focusing on the stuff that you do have that you can work with, instead of focusing on what you lack? Because for once, if God gave you a vision and God told you he got a certain calling for your life, 9 times out of 10, you already got everything that you need in order to accomplish what God wants you to accomplish. He might just be wanting you to fully give him a yes and accept what he wants you to do in his life. So when you accept, like from the experience of my past 2 days, like not even being funny, but from the past 2 days, I done seen that when you give God your yes and you actively show him that you walking towards what he wants you to do despite what you think you don't have and all of that, he's gonna work with you and he's gonna provide for you as you go. So what if you not lazy? You just feel like you don't got all the materials you need. But I'm here to tell you, like, if God gave you a vision, you got everything you need. Like, you already got everything you need. Just stop focusing on what you think you lack. Because if you don't got it, there might be a way of God trying to tell you he trying to get the glory. Because if you make something happen without all the necessary materials, then you know that okay, this had to be God. So maybe God just wants the glory from you, and he just waiting on you to fully give him a yes and accept the call and walk in the calling fully. Okay, we got almost done, I promise. I'm trying not to make this video too long. Um, the next one, it says, if the food is too large to carry, ants use their sharp mandibles to break it into smaller, more manageable pieces. I think this one is straightforward. So when the food is too large to carry, when they go hunting for food and it's too large to carry, they use their sharp mandibles to break it into smaller, more manageable pieces. What if you're not lazy? Your vision just so big that you know you got so much to do, but you just trying to tackle everything head first all at once. What if you just need to break it down? Like sometimes we be getting mad at God because we like God, okay, God to give us a glimpse of what he wants us to do. But we get so stuck on the small details. We be like, okay, if I do this, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna do that? How I'm gonna do this after that? And God probably just like, okay, you don't have to worry about all of that. Just walk into the next step. Like, I'm going to show you the way. Just move as I'm going to show you as you go. As I see that you trust in me, he's going to show you the way. But sometimes we get so caught up on how we going to make things work in the future, when that's why we be getting mad, me included, we get mad or frustrated when God don't give us the full vision of how we going to accomplish stuff. But really, sometimes it might not be good for us to have a full vision, because if we had a full vision, like then we're gonna be trying to worry about stuff that's later down the line, and we're gonna be stressing about stuff that how we gonna get to the end, when really God might provide all of it in your next step. You just gotta do the next step. So just focus on breaking down your goals into small increments and achieve them step by step. Like, you might not be lazy, you might just be trying to do too much at one time. So the next one, it says, we almost done, y'all. We on number four and we only got 5. So the next one is, ants carry food back to the nest either individually or in groups. Ants carry food back to the nest either individually or in groups. What I'm seeing here is that, like, sometimes you gon' in some seasons God might send people to help you, And in some seasons, it might be just time for you to do it by yourself. It might be your season of not season of being alone, like just you and God. Because let me get my thoughts together before I say this. Sometimes if God got a calling for your life, right? And they say you got this big vision, God gave you this big vision of what he wants you to do, and you like, okay, God, I'll do it, but I can't do this by myself. If God got a vision for you and he know you need help, he will send people. But what if God don't want to send them people because he trying to see if you gonna fully be ready and take it serious? Like, honestly, God already know how you feel about stuff, if you gonna take it serious or not. But he trying to get you to see how serious you is about it. Because what if God got this big vision for you and he sent people for it immediately, and he you start losing faith because you be like, dang, how I'm gonna do this, that, the third, and you start worrying about the small details that he didn't ask you to worry about. And then the people that he sent to help you, they be like, okay, I'm not even gonna take this serious no more because she not taking it serious or he not taking it serious. Then that way, that means God just wasted the people. You just wasted God's time. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna just say you kind of just you just kind of wasted the time a little bit. Like you just missed out on the people who were supposed to help you build up this vision and stuff. So what if God just trying to tell you like, okay, I'm trying to see how faithful you gonna be to this vision before I provide the people, because I gotta know that when I send these people that's supposed to and that I meant for you to build this dream, I gotta know that you're not gonna back down because you losing faith and stuff like that. So um you might not be lazy, you might just be worried about if you can handle it by yourself or not. And honestly, if you got a big vision, you just gotta trust God gonna send the people when the time comes. Just take it as God might be this just God test me to see how faithful I can be to this vision. So you might not be lazy, you might just be worried about if you got enough people, but I'm here to tell you that God gonna send you those people at the right time. Okay. It say for very heavy items, they may drag the food instead of carrying it. I feel like this like the most realistic one. For heavy items, they may drag the food instead of carrying it. Giving 100% don't look the same every day. Life be life, and y'all, like, people, you lose close friends, people pass away, you lose jobs, you be sad because you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, like bills come up, like life be life, and sometimes like life really be life. And so God, one thing God promises us is trouble. So God already knows that there's not gonna be no walk in the park. Every day not gonna be you're not gonna be the happiest person on earth every day, because life does happen. So they say the ants drag. Sometimes if the items are too heavy, they may drag the food instead of carrying it. And what I'm getting from this is that, okay, you might have a down day. Okay, say you got this vision, right? God gave you this vision. Okay, cool. And you say, okay, I'm gonna do 5 things a day for one every day, every week. I'm gonna do for five every week for 5 days. I'm gonna do 5 things on my task list. So every day of them through them 5 days, I'm gonna do 5 things. But what if something happened and one day you're not feeling your best because life happened, and instead of doing 5 things, you only do 2 things. Notice I said two instead of zero. You only did 2 things. You probably didn't operate at your normal full capacity, but you kept going. Like, I just feel like this mean like, don't beat yourself up if you having bad days, because we all have bad days. Like, God promises us trouble. Like, he knows we're gonna have bad days. He don't want us to get down and get stuck in those moments and let it take over us. But I feel like if you that's just like saying, if you have that vision and you normally do 5 things a day, but instead of doing 5, you do 2. I feel like God gonna give you grace and things like that, because he was like, okay, they didn't just completely shut down. They still was trying to work towards their goal. So I just want to tell y'all, like, if something is heavy on you, like some stuff too heavy to carry by yourself, and sometimes you be in seasons where you have to carry it, where you feel like you carrying it by yourself, you really not, because God carrying you. But it's okay if you have days where you don't give where you don't give your normal capacity, okay? Because there might be all the capacity you have for the day. So stop beating yourself up for bad days. We're not even gonna say bad days. Stop beating yourself up for days where you not at 100%, because that level that you at that day that you can operate, that's your 100% for that day. So you might not be lazy. You might just get too tied up when you can't give your best effort. But just give yourself grace, because God give you grace and God know that life happens. Okay. Okay, y'all. We on the last one. It says, once the food is brought back to the nest, it's either consumed immediately, stored for later, or fed to other ants and larvae through, did I say that right? Okay, y'all, I don't know if I said that right. Through food sharing. It's really says trophallaxis, but I don't know how to say it. But just know that word means food sharing. So once the food is brought back to the nest, it's either consumed immediately, stored for later, or fed to other ants. Okay. What this get for me? What I get from this is, okay. For we're gonna start with the first one. It said once food is brought back to the nest, it's either consumed immediately. Sometimes when you sowing your seed, sometimes you might see your harvest as soon as you sow it. Okay. Sometimes you might see your harvest as soon as you sow it, but I also say sometimes the food is stored for later. So what this tells me is that sometimes you be working in seasons, bro. You're not gonna always reap the benefits that you working for in that season. Sometimes you working for the next season. So sometimes we get so caught up in the fact that, okay, I've been working hard every day and I still ain't seen no fruit from my seed. But maybe it's just not the time for you to reap yet. Like, it's a time for sowing and it's a time for reaping. Like, you might just be in a sowing season, and you might not be lazy. You just feeling like, okay, I've been working for a week straight, I ain't seen no results, and you might give up and be like, I'm not doing none today. So you might not be lazy. You might just be have the wrong mindset. You might just be feeling like you're supposed to get results faster than you getting them. And I'm here to tell you that, like, if you being faithful to something, especially if you being faithful to what God told you to do, you gonna reap the benefits. You just gotta stay the course and stay down. And they also say they sometimes they bring the food back to feed other ants. Same thing we talked about earlier, bro. Sometimes the seed that you sowing is not always for you. You might be seeing sowing seeds for generations to come, bro. Like, I'm not even just thinking about small stuff like, oh, I got a little sister and I want her to be, by the time she this age, I want to be able to do this. No, I'm thinking like, what if you supposed to have an impact on generations? Like, what if you doing this for your family is like God, you stepping into your calling that God has told you is gonna fit your family way down the line. Like, so you might not be lazy. You might just don't think that nobody care. You might just feel like you might not be lazy. You might just feel like the vision that God gave you just don't affect nobody but you. But you worth way more. And when God do things, most of the time He blesses you to bless others. So when God rain down His blessings on you, it's probably because He wants you to rain them down on other people. So you might not be lazy. You might just think that you're the only person who getting affected by it. But I'm here to tell you, like, yeah, you could be. You way more important to just work for you. You way more important and valuable, and God see way more worth in you for Him to just use you for your own benefit. So when you thinking like, okay, I'm not gonna do this, just think about, okay, I don't feel like doing this, but I'm gonna do it because I know I'm not the only one that's counting on me to do this. Even if your friends don't know it, even if your friends don't know, they count on you to do that. You might be the one that they need to see make something happen. You might need to be in a position to put your friends on jobs and put your friends in position to be entrepreneurs and stuff like that. But they probably can't come out of what they in unless you come out of what you in. So that's it, y'all. Like, that's my little Bible study for today. Like, I hope y'all got something from it. Like, I hope it resonated with y'all. I'm kind of nervous because I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, I didn't want to. When God called me to make these videos, I was like, God, I got insecurities. Like, I don't like the camera. That's probably why y'all like 10 miles away from me. Just let y'all know. We're gonna be real transparent, but I'm like, that might be the test in me. It's like God trying to see, am I gonna be faithful in spite of my insecurities, in spite of what I feel like I lack. Like, that's just like what I was just telling y'all. That just blessed me because, like, how the ant don't focus on their size, meaning they don't focus on their insecurities and what they lack and what they don't have. It's probably what God trying to test me to do. So I hope by me being faithful to God and obeying God's word that y'all was able to get something out of this, and I hope y'all continue to be able to get something out of this for all the other videos that I got to come. But yeah, leave a comment and tell me if anything, resonated, or if I said something wrong or something, or you got a different interpretation from it. Just leave a comment, but don't do me too bad. But like I said, I'm new on I always knew God, but I'm kind of new to actually being intentional, like reading the word for real, like actually reading the word. Like, I just want to encourage y'all to get in the word yourself. Like, going to church on Sundays, that's cool, but I want to encourage y'all to actually read the word yourself. And I'm talking to myself too, because I don't do the best job at it. Like, the first time I actually read the Bible and actually understood and put in time to pick it up was like 2-3 weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago. And I, even knowing that God telling me to log in, I still haven't been doing the best as I could. So me doing these videos is kind of gonna force me to me me saying yes to God is gonna force me to get closer to Him. So I hope that I can help y'all. Well, I hope that God can use me to, I don't know, bring some type of revelation to y'all and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the end of this video. So I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye bye.